There's a university at the tip of Africa that's right at the top of its game. It's a place with a proud history and legacy, pulled upwards by a future that will not be tamed.
It brims over with powerful ideas that again and again lead to potent action and real change. Since when? 6 decades long, it's been home to groundbreakers, change makers, planet shakers, and it's still going strong.
It's the home of forward-thinking higher learning, homegrown pride and a story still unfurling, independent thought which sparks innovation, mindful global citizens and their perpetual liberation.
Today, this is my home, my community, my springboard, my zone. Like iron sharpening iron. Here, my potential is mined, my mind is refined, and my future redefined.
It's our time to learn from our past and our histories, to be the leaders of tomorrow's victories.
It's our time to stand up and step into our light.
To rise with Africa and all the world by our side.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our graduands. Our graduation ceremony will commence shortly. And before we do so, we would like to share the following announcements and guidelines with you. In the event of emergency, please remain calm and follow the instructions of the safety officer and ushers. All cell phones and electronic devices should be switched off or placed on silent mode. Lavatory facilities are to your left as you exit the venue. Please refrain from moving towards the stage to take photographs or record the proceedings, as this is disruptive to the event and to other guests and graduands. Photographers are set up in the Student Center should you wish to take a family photo. Refreshments will be provided to you after the ceremony, and the ushers will guide you to where it will be offered. For our graduands, only doctoral graduands are required to have a cap. All other graduands do not require a cap, and should you have one, please leave it at your seat. Doctoral graduands are to keep their caps in their hands and not to wear them until their degrees have been conferred. Graduands, on the back of your seat is your name card that you must present to the Dean when you are at the podium. Make sure that you have your hood and that it is draped over your left arm with the flap to the front. University staff members will indicate when your row should move from your seats towards the podium. You will move to your right from your row. Take your name card and hood with you. Once at the podium, hand your name card to the Dean and stand on the black line that is on the carpet. Once your name is called, collect your card from the Dean and proceed to the Chancellor. Graduand, please kneel with the right knee on the bench in front of the Chancellor or Vice-Chancellor whilst they cap you. A photograph will be taken at this point. Proceed from there to the registrar, who will place the hood on you. Face the audience and then leave the stage. Doctoral graduands, you will then place their caps on their heads. Should there be a graduate with the registrar when you're approaching, please wait in front of the black line on the carpet that is close to the registrar. This will allow the photographers to take the photo of the next graduate who is being capped by the Chancellor. When leaving the stage, go down the stairs, turn right and proceed down the passage where you will receive your certificate or letter of completion. Re-enter the hall from the door on your left on the ground floor and proceed to your seat. University staff will direct you. Graduands, please note that this is an important notice. Once you have had your degree conferred upon, please do not leave the hall with your guests, as it is disrespectful to other graduands, guests, and university officials. You may only leave once the ceremony has been concluded by the Chancellor. The academic procession will enter the hall from the center doorway towards the stage. The audience will be requested to stand and remain standing. The Chancellor will constitute the congregation. We will then sing the national anthem and encourage all to participate. Thereafter, a prayer will be conducted. An indication will be given for you to be seated. At the end of the ceremony, you are requested to stand and remain standing as the academic procession leaves the hall. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us today to celebrate the achievements of the graduates.
Graduands, guests, can I ask you to please rise for the academic procession?
Good morning, everybody. Sanibonani, Dumela, Tubela. I declare this congregation of the University of the Western Cape duly constituted. Ndaziza Ngoku Semetweni le Ntlangano ye University ye Ntrona Kapa. Ek verklaar hierdie vergadering van die Universiteit van Wes-Kaapland as behoorlik gekonstitueer.
The national anthem will be led by the UWC Creative Arts Choir. It can be found on page 16 of your program. Please join us in singing the national anthem. please be seated? I now call upon the President of the Student Representative Council, Mr. Macintosh Kasembe, to address you.
Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. There we go. To the program director, to the distinguished members of the university executive, I want to single-handedly also greet you, the Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Robert Balfour. I want to greet also the Registrar, Dr. Lawton Mesra, the entire executive in absentia, esteemed academics of the Faculty of Law, the Dean of the Faculty of Law, the proud parents and their families, and most importantly, the graduates of the law faculty. Before I begin, as tradition is, I just would like us to personally acknowledge people that are not always recognized, those who have ensured that the ventilation in this hall is functioning, the floors are swept, the chairs are set up, those who may not always be acknowledged for their work, but those who have ensured that we feel welcome and that our forefathers, our ancestors, and even the God that we pray to feels welcome. May we please give a thunderous applause to the cleaners of this university. You know, Registrar, close on 2 years I've been an SRC president, the wonderful privilege of being the SRC president. I have deliberately not wanted to address law graduates. I'll tell you why. You see, these comrades of law declined me. They say I have maths lit level 5, you see. I was so shocked that law now accepts maths. It's no longer maths lit. And another thing, these comrades of law always question everything. They leave no stone unturned. So I do have a personal grudge to settle, but that's not for that today. I think that today is not just a ceremony. I think that it is a declaration. It is a declaration that you have mastered the law, but more importantly, that the law is now entrusted to you. And in this, I want to begin by asking you a very dangerous question. And the question is this: what happens when the law is no longer used to protect the people, but rather to control them? You see, because history teaches us something very uncomfortable, whether we are speaking about the oppression of the Palestinian people, the dictatorship of the US, or the legacy of the Rwandan genocide and its support to the M23 rebel. This has taught us that the fall of nations does not always begin with guns. Sometimes, if not quite often, it begins with judgments. I'll double click in a moment about that, Bazalwan. You see, we've seen it across the continent. We have seen it across the world, where the constitutions are not torn apart, no. They are rather interpreted into irrelevance. Where we live in a world today where justice is not denied, whether you think about the Senzo Meiwa case or the Keenan Forbes, or also known as AKA, those cases were delayed, redirected, and disguised. We live in a world today where the coups are no longer announced on radio, they are now delivered in courtrooms. And that is why your qualification today is not neutral. No, it's not. It is political, it is powerful, and it is dangerous if given to the wrong hands. Because the law can do two things in my theory here today. Firstly, the law can liberate, or it can legitimize oppression. There is no in-between in this opportunity that I have to address each and every one of you here today. And let me make this very simple. The same law that ended apartheid was once used to justify it. The same courts that now protect our own rights once enforced injustice. So I stand here with the wonderful privilege and the opportunity to say that do not ever be fooled into thinking that the law is inherently just. The law is only as just as those who interpret it. And now, that responsibility sits with you. Graduates, you are entering a world where the law is increasingly being weaponized. I have seen it firsthand in my engagements, in my experiences in this university on how the law can be weaponized. We live in a world where the legality is being used to mask immorality. We live in a world where leaders no longer break the law, no. They bend it slowly, strategically, and legally. And here's the tragedy in all of this. The greatest threat to democracy is not lawlessness, it is lawfulness without justice. Let me say that again for you at the back. The greatest threat to democracy is not lawlessness, it is lawfulness without justice. Because when the injustice is done within the parameters of the law, it becomes harder to fight. It becomes harder to expose, and it becomes very easy to accept. That is why today you matter. That is why this moment matters. Because the law, in its highest form, is the last line of defense between power and abuse. Now allow me to bring it back home with a bit of honesty and humor. Some of you are sitting here today because you came into law because you wanted to fight for justice. Some of you came into law because you were told that, hey, Mchana, there's money in this thing. Some of you are still hoping to find that money, and we're praying with you. But here is the truth. You are not just graduating with a degree, you are graduating into a battlefield. A battlefield where the contracts will be used to exploit people, policies will be used to exclude people, and procedures will be used to silence all of us. And in all of this, they will say, it is legal. And you must have the courage to stand up and say, but it is not just. Because legality is not morality. And so, I want you to also understand that compliance is not justice. Graduates, if you remember nothing else from today that I have just said to you, I ask that you remember this. The law is not a career, it is a calling. It calls you to speak when it is uncomfortable, to challenge when it is inconvenient, and to stand when it is dangerous. Because the easiest thing you will ever do as a lawyer is to comply. And the hardest thing you will ever do as a lawyer, an advocate, an attorney, anything in the judiciary system is to resist. And I say this to you not as theory, but as a reality. We live in a society where inequality persists, where access to justice is still a privilege, where the poor experience the law differently from the rich. And if you enter this profession and do not challenge that, then you are not neutral. You are complicit. So let me speak to your conscience now. There will come a moment in your career where the brief in front of you will test your values, where the client will have power, but not integrity, where the system will reward you for your silence and punish you for your courage. And in that moment, you will have to decide, are you a lawyer of the law or are you a lawyer of justice? Because those are not always the same things. In fact, they are interpreted in two distinct ways. Graduates, the law has the power to save this nation, but only if it is placed in the hands of those who refuse to abuse it. So today, I leave you with these three takeaways, not for your CV, but for your conscience. The first thing that I want to say is that never outsource your moral judgment to the law. Just because something is legal does not mean it is right. Do not become the kind of lawyer who hides behind the legislation yet avoids accountability. Be the kind of lawyer who asks this central question: who does this law serve? Number two, I want you to protect the powerless even when it costs you. The true test of your legal training, the true test of these 4 or 5 years that you have been in this institution to obtain this degree, this extension of the LLM that you've just pursued, is not how well you serve the powerful, but how committed are you to those who cannot afford you. Justice that is only accessible to the rich is not justice. The last thing that I want to leave you with is that be courageous, without any fear and without any favor. There will be pressure, there will be consequences, there will be moments where silence feels safer. But remember, whether we talk about advocates Ngugai Tobi, whether we talk about those brave advocates and attorneys that approach the International Court of Justice, history does not remember compliant lawyers. It remembers courageous lawyers. So graduates, the future of this country will not only be decided in Parliament, it will be decided in the courtrooms. It will be decided in the legal opinions, in the quiet decisions you make when no one is watching you. And so I say, go out there and do not just practice the law, transform it. Do not just interpret this very constitution, defend its spirit. Do not just go out there and build careers, build an environment of justice. Because if you fail, the law will not save the nation. But if you rise, if you stand firm, if you remain unapologetic in your pursuit of justice, then the law will not just be a system, it will be a shield. It will be a shield for democracy, a shield for dignity, a shield for the future of this country. So congratulations, class of today. Go out there and practice the law without fear, without favor, without compromise. And I just want to make a special acknowledgement to all the student leaders that are graduating today. A good comrade of mine, Comrade Amkelani Nkwenika, a student leader, a former SRC member, another former SRC member, Comrade McFelder, Comrade Liema Makalima, the former acting president, who's going to be joining us in the later processions. I do want to acknowledge the student leaders that have graduated here today. May all of us create an environment of not just legality, but of justice. Thank you.
The Rector and Vice Chancellor, Professor Robert Balfour, will now address you.
Good morning and welcome, everybody. Such a pleasure to be able to celebrate today this achievement in your lives, and I want to begin by acknowledging our members of council present, our DVCs and deans, colleagues from the academic as well as professional and support services in our university, our president of the SRC, Mr. Kasembe, as well as members of our SRC, our graduands, their families, and all their loved ones gathered, our distinguished guests, a very, very warm welcome to you. Indeed, today belongs to you. You've achieved so much through those dedicated early mornings, those late nights, the tests that sometimes verged on failing, the essays that you had to resubmit, and of course, at many points in your career so far, it might have seemed easier to give up when things were very difficult than to go on. So today marks the end of one chapter in your lives, but everything that follows is an open book for you to write. Before I continue, I also want to recognize the parents and loved ones with us, the grandparents who are with us today. You are part of every qualification that will be conferred this morning. Your sacrifice and the encouragement of your children, your grandchildren, your family members, your friends who are graduating has helped make this morning possible. So this day belongs to you as well. You are indeed entering a world that is uncertain and fast-changing, and you'll leave here today with the knowledge and also a way of reading the world, the current circumstances. Both being able to read intelligently the text and being able to read the room, as they say, being able to read the landscape are really important skills that you will need going forward. South Africa faces severe youth unemployment. We do not promise anymore that every graduate will get a job immediately. We know that sometimes it takes a search, sometimes it takes a longer time than expected. And indeed, the challenge nowadays is how to create your own work in as much to find work successfully. One disruption that has changed the way we think of scholarship is, of course, artificial intelligence. It's changed already the way we work. When students write to us nowadays, I can tell where the text has been helped by artificial intelligence. And as digital systems become more powerful, human judgment and human discernment, those capacities that can never be replaced by AI, become so much more important. We don't think of technology so much as a solution, but as an aid to establishing trust, verification, integrity, responsibility. UNESCO cautions us that digital transformation, including AI, must remain human-centered. And there is a curious phenomenon that is developing in our schools where the over-reliance of learners on AI produces a curious passiveness in the learning, which people need to be very aware of if they are teaching, and our young people need to be aware of as well. AI provides a ready answer to any question you ask of it, but so often it is wrong. So often the simplest answers in life are the wrong answers. In your profession particularly, and the community of law that you will serve, these tools will be readily accessible to you as young people, but your capacity to navigate them and to verify the integrity of those tools and the knowledge will also be tested going forward. One of the most important lessons you carry with you is the discipline also of listening to understand. So often we are determined to get a message across that we fail to hear what we are being told. And that discipline of listening builds trust, it supports good judgment, and it makes thoughtful action possible. Some years ago, I was involved in a research project with literacy students, first-year literacy students. And the weakest skill among the students coming from the schooling system, you would expect would have been writing. You would have expected that the weakest skill would have been the writing skill. But in fact, our tests with the students showed that the weakest skill that our students possessed was listening. Listening for understanding, listening for accuracy. So while digital transformation changes our lives and also the way we relate to each other, millions of us have come to rely on Google and other platforms every day for information that is not itself reliable. And we depend on that information to make decisions about our lives. You can ask AI where to invest your next salary check. You can ask AI what the trends will be in terms of investment of resources in the current oil crisis. Is it a reliable source? Can you trust what you're being told? We are promised that AI will relieve us of the burden of work. When I visited China, some of the professors said to me, you know, in the future, human beings will have only the responsibility to enjoy themselves. So much will technology help us transform our lives. And I thought to myself, but what's going to happen to everybody who needs work to sustain themselves if technology replaces almost everything that we do? Surely no new form of work will be created that will replace the need for good quality labor in our farming and agricultural sectors, in our maintenance environments, in our engineering environments. So we might already be living in a transformed society, but we are not yet at a point where what we are seeing around us is reliable, verifiable, trustworthy knowledge. At UWC and in the law profession particularly, being taught to repeat is not a skill that we encourage. Being taught to understand is really important. And so when you are asked questions and you have an answer to a question in your life, test it before you commit to it. Place it in the social context, and as Mr. Kasembe noted, also in the context of your moral compass, also in the context of whether it is just and fair. Test it against your skills of discernment so that we do no harm with the ethics we profess to espouse, and that success on its own is not justifiable as a pursuit without responsibility. Our university was founded in the context of a highly segregated society. Yet it has survived and it has grown over 6 decades to become a thriving institution. Has segregation and inequality disappeared in our society yet? No. Is democracy a thriving form of government across the globe in a participatory and fully evolved way? No. So today, even as we celebrate the achievement of the institution in your achievement as graduates, we are very mindful that the world in which you will move should not define us, that we should continue to be active in our development of the moral campus, the moral integrity, the ethics that are needed to transform us from still a very deeply unequal society to a more inclusive one. Many of the graduates in the hall today carry profound and humbling stories behind them. Sander Glad Mlambo did not go into dentistry in his first attempt at UWC. He redirected his studies at the age of 20, and eventually he walked across the stage. Chapiso Letsualo graduated cum laude while carrying financial pressure and family responsibilities at the same time. Twin brothers Luyanda and Luanlele Horo, the first in their family to attend university, persevered through a funding crisis on daily commutes from distant places to the university, and both graduated cum laude. Daniel Hector moved from our campus at UWC, the kids' creche here, to become a BCom graduate. and many will now complete the journey like yourselves, with their degrees in hand, as examples for us all to follow. In your graduation booklet, which you are holding in your hands this morning, look carefully at pages 32, 33, and onwards, at those honorary graduates who have been awarded a Doctor Legum, a Doctor of Laws. Look carefully at those names, great figures like Dalla Omar, Kada Asmal, Nelson Mandela, O.R. Tambo. These are the moral compasses of our age, and they have been honored at this university and are examples to all of us when we talk about integrity, vision, transformation. These are the people we hold dear. So I've spoken about every qualification being one of persistence, one of sacrifice and support. Remember this throughout your lives. There is no excellence without effort. There is no reward without resilience. Achievement and recognition imply a difficult journey on which there are many uphills, wide open landscapes of many pathways and choices that you have to make, some downhills, some rainy days, some rocky roads. But you are ready today. And today begins that next chapter of the journey, and it is fundamentally important, as I've said, that you remain open to learning even after you hold that degree certificate in your hands. In closing, when we leave the hall today, we go with confidence in you. We are humbled by the examples you set for us as graduates in your own journeys. Have the courage then, please, to adapt, to discipline yourselves, to think clearly, to use your knowledge, as our SRC president said, in ways that strengthen, uplift, and enable us as a society to move forward. Families and loved ones, your roles today also don't end with the graduation. You will continue in all your lives to provide inspiration and support to these young people. What you have given will continue to matter as a sacrifice in the years to come. And to our broader university community, to our partner institutions, and to universities across our continent and beyond, we invite you to stand with us. This hall reminds us that widening access to higher education need never mean a compromise of standards. Inclusion and excellence do go hand in hand. We are stronger in our diversity. We are stronger together. The evidence, after all, is here with us this morning. Let's build education worthy of a world, and our graduates become our leaders in it. Thank you very much, and congratulations to our graduates. An item in music will now be rendered by our choir. In Komo Kababa is the song. And after that item, please can the doors be opened by our ushers to let in remaining guests. Thank you.
Sishu
Thank you. Can the ushers please open the doors for guests? Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you. Let's settle down a little bit. So before we begin this next part of the ceremony, I would like to remind our guests that once the Dean has read a graduate's name, you are most welcome to applaud and celebrate. But please also taper off that applause when the graduate makes their way towards me so that we can also hear the next name that is on the list. On that note, I want to declare, by the authority vested in me, I shall now admit the candidates who are presented to me and the candidates who were not able to attend this ceremony to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates of the university, and I call upon the Dean to begin with the presentation of the names.
Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Christopher Ozoma Eberienwu will now be introduced to you by Supervisor Professor Lavak.
Christopher's thesis is titled Prospects and Legal Considerations for Open Banking in Africa. This thesis examines the potential and legal implications of open banking in Africa through case studies of Nigeria, the United Kingdom, and Australia. The thesis addresses the numerous legal, regulatory, and institutional issues that are critical for establishing a strong open banking regime from an African perspective. The study argues for a regulatory model suited to African contexts, a specialized unit within the regulator devoted to regulating the significant risks of open banking, and a cross-border framework unconstrained by data localization. The study offers recommendations to strengthen the open banking ecosystem in South Africa. A draft model law on open banking was developed to assist policymakers and regulators in countries without open banking schemes.
Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Laws on Christopher Ozoma Eberienwu. Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Hussein Kashilingi will now be introduced to you by his supervisor, Professor Mujuzi.
The title of the thesis is The Constitutional Right to Adequate Housing and Shelter in Uganda, Problems and Prospects. The candidate examined the constitutional right to adequate housing in Uganda through the prism of the experience of women as an exemplar of a distinctively and particularly affected group. The thesis provides the first comprehensive examination of the right to adequate housing for women in Uganda. It demonstrates additional insights into the special challenges experienced by vulnerable and marginalized groups, such as women, in fully enjoying this right on an equal basis with others. The candidate suggested practical ways in which this right can be better promoted, protected, and fulfilled.
Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Laws on Hussein Kashilingi. Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Julie Ingrid Lugulu will now be introduced to you by Supervisor Professor Mesmoor.
The thesis, co-supervised by Professor Usang Mariasim, is titled Childhood Statelessness in Kenya, an appraisal of legislative compliance with international human rights law obligations. Statelessness affects all continents. This under-researched topic on childhood statelessness in Kenya examines the extent to which the state has complied with its international human rights law obligations on children's rights to a nationality and the challenge hindering its full realization. It posits that childhood statelessness arises in both non-migratory contexts, impacting children from ethnic minority groups and non-indigenous communities, and migratory context affecting Somali children born in protracted refugee situations in Kenya. Using a doctrinal legal research methodology, the thesis systematically analyzes international instruments on children's rights to a nationality, domestic citizenship laws, and case laws, and proposes a child rights-based approach. It makes a significant scholarly contribution to understanding childhood statelessness from colonial times to the present.
Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Laws on Julie Ingrid Lugulu. Congratulations. Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Hazel Manjengenja will now be introduced to you by Supervisor Professor Mupangavanu.
Thank you. Hazel's thesis is entitled A Critical Legal Examination of South African Standards on Director Responsibility and Liability when Approving Financial Statements in View of Evolving Global Standards. South Africa has hitherto experienced various accounting scandals such as the Master Bond, the Steinhoff International, VBS, Tonga Hewlett Sugar Limited scandals, and many others. Inspired by these scandals and challenges, this thesis set out to, number one, investigate whether South Africa adequately governs director responsibility and liability when approving financial statements. And secondly, to interrogate the effectiveness of the enforcement mechanisms for directors' financial as reporting standards. While evidence of plausible financial as reporting standards in the Companies Act 71 of 2008 was established, the study identified worrying gaps in the mechanisms for enforcing the said standards. Now, drawing from international best practices, the study makes firm proposals, custom-made for the South African context, to enhance the quality of the financial reporting standards and to improve effectiveness of enforcement mechanisms. Well done, Hazel.
Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Laws on Hazel Manjinganja. Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Sia Aiden Mizrahi will now be introduced to you by Supervisor Professor Lavak.
Sia's thesis is titled Legal Considerations for Adopting Central Bank Digital Currencies for Cross-Border Payments in the Southern African Development Community, or SADC, region. The thesis examines the legal and institutional foundations needed for the implementation of a cross-border central bank digital currency for the SADC region. It finds that although the SADC real-time gross settlement system and the transactions cleared on an immediate basis payment scheme have improved payments, they face limits in access, currency reliance, regulatory consistency, and technical readiness. A cross-border central bank digital currency can enhance participation, speed, and transparency, and complement current systems. The research concludes that an interoperability model best aligns with SADC's integration goals. The thesis identifies legal gaps in regional instruments and proposes reforms, emphasizing that a central bank digital currency is feasible only through gradual, coordinated, and legally grounded development.
Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Laws on Sia Aiden Mizrahi. Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Kalaivani Naidu will now be introduced to you by a supervisor, Professor Lavak.
Calais' thesis is titled Towards Robust Regulatory Frameworks for FinTech Regulation in South Africa. This thesis reassesses South Africa's financial regulatory framework in the context of the fourth industrial revolution and rapid FinTech growth, accelerated by COVID-19. While FinTech enhances access, efficiency, and cost-effectiveness in financial services, it introduces new risks to soundness, stability, and consumer protection. The research evaluated international best practices and the benchmarks set by standard-setting bodies and other Twin Peaks jurisdictions. The thesis proposes a practical regulatory and policy measures, including a draft joint standard for the regulation of FinTech in South Africa. The thesis further advocates for principle and rules-based approaches focused on technological outcomes to ensure that South Africans benefit from evolving FinTech advances.
Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Laws on Kalaivani Naidu. Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Laws on the following candidates. Naledi Gidi. Jade Kun. Sinuvuyu Langa. Kwezi Madi. Zuko Mana. Kashif McDavids. Feroza Mohammed. Suzake Ndaba. Tabile Ndlazi. Thank you. Joshua Nelson, cum laude, and he will be invested. And he will be invested by his mother, Miss Maggie Nelson. Delani Nsimbi. Akona Ntamnani. Sanelisiwe Ntuku. Vivian Pearson. Whitney Prince. Fumana Khalakhala. Jabu Seti. Notemba Sonjika. Sibulele Ntotana. Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Laws in International Trade, Investment and Business Law on the following candidates. Danielle Small. Congratulations. Sigrid Jirokisa. Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the postgraduate diploma in public law on the following candidates. Cindy Rose. Oh, sorry, magna cum laude. Baloy Nico cum laude. Jos Venter cum laude.
I'm an honorable member of parliament, please.
Congratulations.
Honorable Aris.
Letitia Aris. Enrico Comfort. Beth Marie Kluter. Edgar Klaassen. Tami Dium. Luzuko Hoho. Owen Job. Fika Kumalu. Desmond Maganga. Tsepang Male. Nslansla Masangu. Mpakamisi Mbali. Geraldine Mentor. Fanyana Mukundwane. Solomzi Palmer. Roger Swartz. Shalik Willemse. Michael Zondi. Sibusiso Zulu. Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the postgraduate diploma in tax law on the following candidates. Mary Chivenge. Mujahid Konradi, and he will be invested by his wife, Ms. Rolda Creel. Ayanda Kamlana. Sipiwe Kumalu. Babalwa Makaya. Sipukazi Ngini Gini. Matthew Pearson. Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Arts in Law on the following candidates. Matthew Naidu. Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Commerce in Law on the following candidates. Kathleen Machi, magna cum laude. Keitu Metse Mochotlane, magna cum laude. Seth Mekoa, cum laude. Kaylee Alexander. Hamza Ayub. Matthew Basson. Jordan Cockman. Zenande Demane. Cabello Dibakuhane. Sinolwetu Dobela. Zipuzetu Hochata. Josh Matthew Isaacs. Sipusetu Jikijela. Muakai Cabello. Jehofatsu Kedekiwe.
Bulombe Kubai, Bulombe.
Bolombe Kubai. Cullen Larkin. Busisiwe Maduna. Vuyelo Makubele. Reneth Marubeni. Faith Maseko. Lungiyi Mayisela. Pamela Mbele. Belokazi Mfundisi. Unprejudiced Mnguni. Dijane Mofokeng. Mabatu Mokumo. Nomvula Mazizi. Samkelo Ndaba.
Ongama nonche. Nonche.
Ongama Nonche.
Sibonga konke Ntombela.
Sibonga Konke Ntombela. Retumetse Ntsetsere. Luto Ntsume. Zippo Nyakaza. Itai Nzenza. Ryan Verlander. Kawe Poswayo. Fatima Pregnulatu. Nslansla Sefara. Chepiso Sekome. Tabu Sheshoka. Chumani Sikakane. Pilasande Simamane. Lesecha Tindisa. Tembin Kosi Tlo. Pumelele Chabalala. Ayabonga Tiali. Lisa Kanya Vayeke. Senamile Zwane. Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Laws on the following candidates. Nompu Malelu Ndwandwe summa cum laude. Aisha Motaung magna cum laude. Lelita Sayers, magna cum laude. Lakesha Camphor, cum laude. Kyle Erasmus, cum laude. Maikutlu Gaurawe, cum laude. Amara Isaacs, cum laude. Mizel Kleinans, cum laude. Owetu Maliba, cum laude. Untatile Matonzi, cum laude. Vuyolwetu Nkalweni, cum laude. Leila van der Schijf, cum laude. Zainab Abderoof. Aiden Abrams. Joel Abrams. Dionne Ardendorf.
My name is Anjali.
Yes, Anjali.
Anjali, Africa. Wanola, Africa. Faizan Ahmed, and he will be invested by his mother, Ms. Yumna Mukri. How do you pronounce it? Lee Albertus. Faith Albertine. Zachary Carl Andries. Khotso Apane. Riyad Lechile Apis. Clisha Arens. Lyndon Bailey. Masana Baloy. Signolise Pavuma. Luto Beshu. Just a second.
Yeah, second.
Sarah Ann Bierkus. And Jaden. Tegra Kabengele. Amara Boltman. Monique Boyson. Waylon Bosch. Tammy Lynn Brown. Simba Balwe Charlie. Advice Chauke. Jade Cook. Aisha Cornelius. Joshua Kraukamp. Rizwan Dalvi. Aretino Daniels. Sarah Daniels. Amara Davids. Jamie Davids. Jamie de Koker. Piper Duplessis. Reese Dennis. Ashik Desai. Njabulisi Dlamini. Olwetu Dlamini. Eletu Dluati. Yakin Dolly. Amira Dono. Kieran Dreyer. Ethan Duplessis. Luyanda Dube. Babongile Duma. Someleze Dungulu.
Akifa Issa.
Akifa Iso. Shanice Farmer. Erin Lee Forbes. Devlin Fortuin. Simone Fortuin. Tamsin Fortuin. Danielle Foster. Kelsey Francis. Sibani Kadiso. Amkele Kadla. Mohammad Hamid, and he will be invested by his father, Dr. Hassan Hamid. Fundisiwe Gangala. Alicia Gavin. Talita Gaya. Mishlali George. Jaden Gideon. Lwazi Godongwana. Sanele Tamana. Senzo Tamana. Michaela Green.
Can we wait for them?
Zizipo Ham. Mika Hankey. Nura Hannibal, and she will be invested by her mother, Mrs. Nashira Dietrich. Zoe Hans. Pia Hansen. Leila Hashim. Aiden Hendricks. Muhammad Hendriksen. Galen Henry. Jemka Hess. Nicole Yeffel. Nonshle Schlatswayo. Howell. Iman Howell. Bushle Hoza. Leovian Isaacs. Aisha Ishmael. Sajida Ishmael. Callan Jacobs. Mia Jacobs. Shoaib Jacobs. Zuraida Jaffer. Solomzi Jali. Msleli Johannes. Bobby Johnson. Brent Johnson. Leah Jones. Asimanye Jonka. Sipukazi Jordan. Akim Kapuya. Riyad Kader. Amara Karim. Lucky Kanyile. Londeka Kawula. Waramanda Comunale. Alungile Kope. Stand there. They want to take it. Sibuniso Koza. Tembelisle Koza. Fezeka Kibangula. Alexander King. Shoneli Klein. Shante Korki. Nkolisi Kubeka. Andile Kuswayo. Akila Lalu. Patrick Ligwa. Nonjabulu Linda. Isha Lotering. Evan Loubser. Courtney Lowe. Marcel Lowe. Yanga Lutzia. Nsimba Lukau. Nkebelelo Lumpo. Kwanele Lutuli. Siti Aisha Ali. Kurtley Mart. Tandiwe Mabasu. Faith Mabelane. Kanyesile Mabusela. Chelsea Rose Mackenzie. Asanda Madondo. Spello Mafanya. Mishle Mafongosi. Sebe Magagula. Sabelo Mashlango. Suhail Muhammad. Victoria Mahove. Liema Makalima. Marshall Makaza. Chiquitla Makhamata. Mtutuko Makanya. Sibusisu Makuvele. Luando Makinana. Mankoba Makua. Nolutandu Makubu. Nasipi Makwedini. Afelele Malangeni. Kanana Maluleke. Kaiya Mapicha. Fulufelo Mapukulo. Lisakanya Makoko. Zuhair Mali. Cleo Martin. Snotile Masingemi. Makhomo Mase Rumule. Chiamo Mashilu. Tamsanka Mate. Kanyesile Matebula. Sposiso Matebula. Amogelo Matsemela.
Machusa.
Benedict Machusa. Kusalwa Mbasane. Ongeziwe Mbele. Tulisile Mbele. Sarah Mbongo. Alwaba Mbusi. Fezeka Mbutuma. Yola Medidimba. Leko Memani. Sagan Menyako. Jordan Meyer.
Bongisa Maka.
Bongisa Maga. Ondela Mhlakaza. Nokutula Mslanga. Oleto Tolo Mslongo. Unati Mslongo. Tenyiko Mshluzi. Nomtandazo Mukonto. Unati Mkulisi. Liabona Mkwenkwe. Libongeni Mlaba. Atkumila Mlasleki. Mvaba Mlanjana. Lesedi Mwalusi. Tebogo Mochek Chechekhe. Samukelo Mofokeng. Boitshepo Mokhwai. Makfalda Mogola, former SRC Secretary General 2023-2024. Nizam Muhammad. Riabetswe Mokheti. Ashanti Mokone. Bokang Moloko. Joyce More. Wesley Morris. Omolemo Moseki.
Thapelo Mphahlele.
Tapelo Mpahlele. Mulweli Mpuma. Nonkululeko Msamangu. Rulani Msimangu. Senzo Msomi. Surprise Mslakanipo Matetwa. Anati Mateawa.
Ernestina Mudau. Ernestina Mudau.
Ernestina Mudau. Msuku Mudau.
Brenda Malautsi.
Gondo Mulautsi. Lucanio Mvimbi. Inganati Mieki. Onam Mazolwa. Annalisa Naidu. Ayub Nakardin. Sinesipo Nkekane.
Mtswaki Rube. Mtswaki.
Nswaki Nkubi. Nkosi Gipile Ndlovu. Vuyani Nzamela. Rotundwa Nelufule.
Vutali Nemakonde.
Vutali Nemakonde. Tendane Nemataha. Amfarisao Nembizane. Mulalo Nechirembe. Tabile Nkobo. Sipo Ngema. Nkesani Ngontwezi. Gogo Ngobeni. Nsuku Ngobeni. Lisle Ngubani. That's fine, you can stand there. Siboniso Ngubo. Reason Gwenya. Machuene Ngwepe. Likonan Kabani. Mislen Persiwa. Nolwandle Ninela. Linamandla Nkulane. Tembisile Nkuna. Amukelane Nkwinika. Mnoneneleli Noholoza. Angelica Nomame. Malekena None. Kulelani Ngonkoko. Olungaka Novukela. Muzi Nsele. Tabisa Ntengento. Asive Ntlebi. Sandisile Ntleki. Nosipho Ntobela. Neliseka Ntozake.
Avuyile.
Avuyele Ntsepo. Kombani Ntuli. Samkelo Ntuli. Isipepelo Nyawu. Caitlin Salaji. Philip Windvogel.
Thank you. Following such a tremendous recognition of the achievements of our graduates today, let's also remember the dedication that they've shown to their studies, the long nights and those weekends spent with the books, preparing not only to improve their qualifications, but also the lives of all of us who benefit from it. Let's offer our graduates one big round of applause. Let's also remember all the parents, the loved ones, the family members, the whole support teams, the friends, without whose support our graduates would not have been able to celebrate the achievement today. Let's give all of our loved ones one big round of applause. And then finally to the staff of the faculty and the schools of the University of the Western Cape, who worked so very hard with our students, guiding them and enriching their lives, sharing with them their wisdom and their knowledge. Let's offer all our staff also a special round of applause. Before closing, I want to wish you well for the rest of the day. For those of you who are staying over tonight, I hope there'll be a welcome special glass of wine or coffee, a good cup of coffee later, or tea. And for those of you who are on the roads this afternoon, this evening, please drive safely on our roads and be well. Thank you. Okay, I'm moving to the final part of our ceremony. And I want to declare that the congregation of the University of the Western Cape is now dissolved. Le Intlangano, ye University in Shona, Koloni, in Goku, Ifakile, Isipelweni. Hierdie vergadering van die Universiteit van Wes-Kaapland word nou verdaag. Thank you everybody.
They wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah. I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. I see the things that they wish on me. I got some brothers that outlive me. They don't tell the story, it was different for me. God's plan, God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't. I feel good sometimes I don't. I finesse down Western Road. I go down to G.O.D. I go hard on Southside G. I make sure that Northside eat. Still, bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah. Hey, hey. I only love my bed and my mama, I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the crashers to the party. And you God's plan. I can't do this on my own. Hey, hey. Someone watching it close, yeah, close. I've been me since Scarlet Road, hey, road, hey. Might go down as G-O-D, yeah, wait. I go hard on Southside G, hey, wait. I make sure that Northside eat, yeah. And still, bad things, it's a lot of bad things that they wishing and wishing and wishing and wishing, they wishing on me, yeah. Yeah. Bad things, it's a lot of bad things that they wishing and wishing and wishing and wishing, they wishing on me.